Hello, Jodi. How are you?
Hi, I'm well, thank you.
Good morning. Jodi es la directora regional del programa, es quien está encargada de supervisar que todo funcione bien y bueno, está aquí, ha venido un poco para resolver nuestras preguntas y hablarnos de International Experience, ¿no? So, Jodi, I was just introducing you to our viewers right now. And we wanted to make a couple of questions. We have a couple of questions for you regarding the J1 program and how does it work and everything. So thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
So Jodi, please tell us about international experience. Who are we? Who are international experience, and what does differentiate us from other sponsors in the US?
Sure. We're basically a small to mid-size organization, and as a team, our focus is on quality, not quantity. There's several ways that we do that. We maintain a smaller student to staff ratio than most organizations. For example, it's common in this industry for regional directors to supervise between 120 and 150 placements. We think that's too much at IE for one person to manage and to do so with the best amount of time and quality. So as an organization, we limit it so that our RDs have 80 placements or fewer, which helps them have more time to.
Okay, so you're talking about regional directors, right? That is the role that is above local coordinator.
Yep, they basically are responsible for all the placements in a specific region.
Okay, and how many regional directors do we have with us?
We have 5 regional directors right now.
Okay, perfect. And each one is supervises around 80 students.
80 or fewer. Again, it depends. And as we move the regions around, because as they start to grow, we add more staff in and manage the size of the region again, so that we can maintain the quality of the service that we provide there.
Oh, great. Thank you.
The other thing is, in this industry in particular, compliance is a very big deal. These rules are put in place to ensure the safety and well-being of the students. This is an area that IE excels in, because the safety and well-being of our students is without a doubt our top priority. We do not cut corners in this area. In fact, as an organization, we choose to have higher standards than are required of us. A couple examples of that would be that in this industry, organizations are required to have a local coordinator visit their student 2 times a year. We don't think that that's enough.
Yeah, only 2 times a year.
Only 2 times a year. One per semester, that's it. And at IE, we require that local coordinators maintain monthly contact, and we require our in-person contact to be every 60 days at a minimum. And we have a lot of things in place to even encourage them to make it more frequently in that. For example, we give them a budget that they can spend to take the students out for coffee or something like that. We do a lot as an organization to encourage them to see the kids.
Oh, great. So we have more control on the kids, right? We can say.
Well, we just want to make sure that we're accessible to them when they need us.
Okay, perfect.
And then there's a couple other little things. The Department of State, for example, requires that you have 2 host family references for every host family. Our organization doesn't think that's enough. We do 3 host family references, plus we get the permission from the school in advance for that host family. So we take some additional steps that we hope ensure the quality.
Yeah, that leads us to my next question. That is, how is the process on how we choose a host family? What do you ask from a host family who is thinking about hosting a student and IE a student?
Sure. The basic things is they need to provide a safe home and family for the student to live. They need to provide 3 meals a day, excluding hot lunch at school, which if the student chooses that, then they can purchase that. Otherwise, they can make a sack lunch from their house. Reasonable transportation to take the kids to and from activities. And then probably more importantly, a willingness to include the student in their day-to-day life. That's an important piece of this as well. The process for kind of vetting the families, that was what we call it, is very similar to accepting a student into the program. The host families complete a very long, detailed application. We send a staff member to the host family's home where we meet everyone who lives in the home and go through a pretty lengthy interview. We call their references, we do background checks, and then, as I mentioned earlier, we provide the name and the host family details to the school to give them an opportunity to say that they approve or don't approve.
Yeah, that's interesting. So it's not only that the host family has to go through all of our vetting process, but also the school's one.
Correct.
Great. And what you look for in a host family? When a local coordinator or someone in EA is interviewing them and having a conversation to know them, what they are looking for when to host a student?
A lot of it is based on, the easy thing is the things that we see, the home, the family members, do they meet the basic qualifications? That's kind of the easy stuff. But again, just like when you're interviewing a student, a lot of our decision of if a host family is eligible to host or not goes into that interview. And what are their reasons for hosting? Do they have the time to host? Do they have the money to host? It isn't,
That's one of the most common questions or students usually have, or clients, like, what are the reasons? Why do they want to put a teenager in their house? Why will they go through this?
That's a great question. The reasons vary significantly. Some people have been doing this for years, and it has just enriched their lives, and they've had so many amazing relationships that they just keep doing it because the experience has been really great for their family. Some people, because they don't know, maybe they don't have the opportunity to travel to Spain and to know something about the Spanish culture. This is an amazing way for them to bring culture to their home, to teach their own children. So it's almost like a mutual exchange, and they would learn just as much from the exchange student as the exchange student would learn about the American culture. Sometimes it's because they have heritage or family members that are from that part of the world, and it's just a connection with them. Yeah. A lot of people do it because they want the opportunity to show a student America, just everyday, day-to-day life. What are our schools like? What are our cities like? What are our parks like? What is just day-to-day life like?
Oh, great. Well, we surely have to be thankful to them. And also, we have talked about the regional directors, but I also wanted to talk a little bit about what is a local coordinator. Because those are the people that will be the closest to our students, usually the person from IE that they will be hosting them. So can you tell us a little bit about what's the role and how do they help a student when he is or she is in the US?
Sure. The local coordinator role is basically divided into three major areas. The first would be to recruit host families, and they do so in their local community. They're active in their school. They will go to events and have a table there. They do some things on social media. The second part is the vetting part, where they're responsible for ensuring that the family meets all the requirements to host. And that's what we talked about earlier, the interview, the application, the home visit, the references, those kind of things. And then the third one is supervising the student's exchange experience. They are the first point of contact for the student, the host family, and the school, and provide support and guidance when needed. It's also important to note that they're not on their own either. As an organization, we have many, many resources and staff that are available to assist them along the way and support them along the way as well.
Yes. Well, And I also wanted to ask you, just we are about to finish, just thinking about those students that they're thinking about going to the US or thinking about the next year. So in your opinion, what will be the best part of the experience in the whole? What's the reason why someone should apply to this program?
I think for me, there are two top reasons why students should go on exchange. The first being the opportunity to be immersed into another culture.
Mhm.
Lots of us have opportunities to travel, but this is so much beyond a traveler. You are truly able to experience life like you would if you were a teenager living in America. And I think you get to know a culture and a community better by doing that. The
Yes.
second one would be the relationships. They're
Mhm.
amazing and they can last forever. I mean, I can speak personally. My own children have went on exchange. We still
Uh-huh.
keep in touch with the families. And as a
Wow.
family, we've hosted 9 students.
Yeah. How
Um,
long ago was that? I mean,
oh gosh. Okay, now you're testing my memory. I think that our daughter went to Germany. Oh boy, back in 2009, 8 or 9, and our
wow.
son
So
went to
it has
Croatia.
been
What's that?
no, it has been more than an 11-year relationship with that
Yeah,
with that family.
yes. And then our
Wow.
son was probably 3 years later, and he went to Croatia. And, we keep in touch with all of them. We've traveled to their home,
Wow.
we've traveled back here. One girl was in my daughter's wedding. Um,
Wow.
it's a pretty cool thing.
Yes, it is. It really sounds. And finally, for those that they are already looking into the program or they have already joined or EA program, do you have any advice to give them on how to complete their applications or what to do when they arrive to the US?
As far as the application goes, I would say just be honest.
Hmm.
We want to know the true you. If you're a little shy, if you're really talkative, if you whatever it is your interests are that you like, those are all
Hmm.
things that when a host family is selecting a student, they're going to look for. So if your
Yes.
application doesn't really reflect who you are, unfortunately, that could be a situation then where you end up with a family where you and they are surprised. So I would say, as far as the application goes, just be honest, because I think that's the best in the end. As far as once you're here, expect that there will be some challenges. I mean, it's a
Yes.
huge change, but it's exciting and it's worth every bit of it. And I would just ask the kids to prepare in advance before they come. Expect that you're going to have a couple days that you might feel a little homesick. So
Hmm.
plan in advance. What am I going to do when I feel like that? What are some things that I can do? That preparation will be so helpful. I would also say to be willing to try new things.
Yes.
A great opportunity for that. Be willing, like if you're shy, be willing to start a conversation with another student at school to help start a friendship. Be willing to join the basketball team, even if you've never played basketball, just so you can experience what it's like to be
Yeah.
on
So
a high school
they can
team.
actually join the teams even if they don't know the sports.
Absolutely. And
Ah,
I mean,
cool.
yes, we do, some schools take their sports very seriously, but it's also important to understand that, especially a larger school, they have many teams. So basketball, they may have 6 different teams. So you may not go on the team of varsity players who's been
Hmm.
playing since they were 4, but you easily can go on junior varsity, where it's where people go who are just trying it out. Or a club if sports isn't your thing, or drama or
Mm.
music. Um,
Yeah, there's always several options.
yeah. Um, I guess the last thing I would say is just to make sure to speak up and to ask for help. We are
Yes.
here to help and we want to help you, and we have your local coordinator, your regional director, any of our staff. So just to feel comfortable speaking up.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, Jodi, for your time. It was lovely to talk to you and very useful for sure. I'm sure everybody here will agree. And please keep up with the good work over there. We are
Likewise.
looking forward to sending our kids. And thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bueno, pues ella era Jodi, ya la habéis escuchado, al final los chicos pues lo que tienen que hacer es probar nuevas cosas. Y para hablar un poco de cómo ha ido esto, ¿no? De cómo ha sido su experiencia y de todos estos consejos que nos ha presentado Jodi, ¿no? También tenemos la suerte de tener a una antigua alumna con nosotros que ahora mismo os voy a presentar.